Hello, Anicod here, and today I'm teaching you everything you need to know about the brand new MLRS system in Rust. First of all, the MLRS, or the Multi-Launch Rocket System, is a brand new addition to Rust that allows you to raid from afar, or just cause a bit of havoc, whichever, because let's face it, there's not enough ways to be a bell in Rust. Anyway, these spawn in the new abandoned military bases located on the map. You can fire a total of 12 rockets from the pods, and they're great if you've got them loud neighbours pumping music out all hours of the night that are, well, they're enjoying that music update just a little bit too much. As discussed, the primary design for this is to raid bases from afar, but the possibilities are almost endless for this. If you work in a clan, you can provide supporting fire for them before they go in and finish the job. If you have annoying roof campers that you can't get rid of, you can fire a couple of these bad boys at the top of the base and wipe them out. You can even use it to start a war between two rival clans. There's nothing better than watching two clans have a war. You fire a rocket at one of them and then sit back with popcorn and watch World War III unfold. Well, first things first. Once you've made your way to the military base, killed all of the scientists, yes, there's quite a few scientists, the MLRS will be there and you'll be able to see it because it's got a broken track. You can't fix this track, so don't try. It's stuck in place, and to be fair, you don't really need to move it anyway. You will need to find an aiming module. They look like this and can be found only in locked hackable crates. There is a 50% chance that you'll find one. So if you don't find one in the first crate, just bear with it and chances are you're going to get one in the second. Once you've got this, you're going to need some rockets. These can be found in elite or attack helicopter crates. The biggest chance of finding these is in the APC crates where there's almost a 100% chance. They look like this and you can load a maximum of 12 in at a time and then fire them all at once. So go to the rear of the pod, open it up and put your rockets inside. Then go and climb in the cockpit. Insert your aiming module and you'll then be able to see the main screen where you can pick a point on the map to flatten. Drag the map around with your right clicker, and top tip, if you place a marker on the actual map, it'll show on the map in the MLRS cockpit. It's a nice addition, and that way you know that you're going to be shooting at the right target and you haven't done all that work getting aiming modules and rockets for no reason. Once it's homed in, hit the big red button and prepare to unleash hell on your target. You can't attack safe zones or oil rigs, etc., obviously. First tip, if you use SAM sites, you can counter these rockets. You will need a total of 3 SAM sites to protect yourself from a pod of 12 rockets. Another way to counter is to simply move underground. Next tip, if you're a minicopter dependent player, you'll be coming into contact with tons of SAM sites now, so make sure you keep this in the back of your mind when flying to collect your loot. Next tip, you can't craft or research the rockets or aiming modules, so if you find one, guard it with your life. Next tip, the aiming modules will be consumed whether firing one rocket or a full pod of 12, so make sure before you hit the fire button you've got the right amount of rockets in there to make it worth your while. Next tip, once the MLRS has been fired, it'll catch fire and go into a cooldown mode for 10 minutes. Again, it doesn't matter if you fired one rocket or a full pod of 12, the cooldown is exactly the same. Final tip, let's face it, not many players will ever be able to afford using this, and unless you're in a base with obvious juicy loot, you're not going to have to worry about being targeted, unless you're a dirty scrubber roof camper, in which case I hope you catch a rocket in your face. As I mentioned, lots of people will be using SAM sites. I have got a video on SAM site operations and it's up in the cards now, so feel free to give it a click and give it a watch if you want to get a head start from people using this MLRS system. And anyway, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, feel free to leave a like. If you want to see more, feel free to leave a comment down below. And as usual, you can follow me on the standard social media sites like Facebook, Twitter. Thank you to the patrons. And if you yourself wants to become a patron, look down in the description and you will find a link. Thank you for watching. If you have watched this far, let me know you're a legend in the comments down below and I'll drop you an Anicod heart. And yeah, see you in the next video.